Whew, I just had to just blessed Jesus. Just the last few minutes that I've had. Okay. Parenting is no joke, guys. And sadly, I want to get on here and encourage y'all that, when your kids get adults, when you think like, oh, well, when my kid get an adult, it's going to be like, what do they call it? Lollipops and rainbows, or rainbows and butterflies. Not for all parents. There are some parents I'm seeing their kids are doing very well, but some parents, you still got some hand holding to do. For most parents, especially Christian parents, we still got a lot of praying to do. We still have some guiding to do. It's not technically always like when they were kids, when we were, doing certain things, but parenting never ends, parenting never stops. And sometimes it can just be difficult when you have kids who are teenagers, or even if you have adult kids, because they don't always want to listen. And so that's one of the hardest parts as a parent. And today I failed the test of speaking good and speaking life. I ain't cuss or go off or, too bad. But just sometimes kids, especially adult kids, oh Lord, they would listen. My dad used to say something to me, and I used to laugh about it. And now that he's gone, I always think about it. He said, if you listen, you'll be dangerous. And I'd be like, what is he talking about? Talking, running my mouth, see? But now I get it. If I would listen to wise wisdom, if I would have listened to a lot of people who were in my life who were trying to tell me things that would make me productive, and if I would have listened to people who had wisdom, who had already been through a lot of the crap that I had been through, if I would have listened, I would have been dangerous. I would have been off doing something other than the stuff that I was doing when I was a teenager. I would have been off doing something great, okay? But because you don't listen, because I didn't listen, that's how it is. So, with that, that's just sometimes our kids do not listen. But I want to get on here and encourage you, parents, because I'm on here encouraging myself that things will get better. Our kids will start listening or doing what they're supposed to be doing, walking in the will of God. I get it that when we were young, we made mistakes and things too. But as parents, a lot of times we don't want them to make the same dumb mistakes that we made, to keep them in this cycle and circles of unproductivity or walking in strange ways. Like, we just, as parents, we don't want that. So we want better for our kids. It was funny because just before I got on here, I was listening to a clip of Dave Ramsey, and I don't know, I can't remember what the guy's name is. I think he's a doctor or something, a psychologist or whatever. And there was a 19-year-old girl on there. No, she was not on there. Her parents were on there. She was 19 years old. She lives with her parents. She failed her first year of college, which, no shade, whatever, whatever. I'm pretty sure she did not pay for it, because a lot of times when you're paying for your own tuition and things like that, you kind of take it a little bit more seriously. When I had to start paying for college, I wasn't failing classes. I was getting my butt in class and doing what I was supposed to do. But anyway, this young lady, 19 years old, she failed class. She's living with her parents. She quit her job, doesn't want to work, told her parents she don't want to work, basically. And so her parents were like, oh, thank you, I appreciate that. Hey, everybody, thank you for joining. Her parents are like, well, we pay her phone bill, and we pay the gas bill, and we just were telling her that she needs to give us $150 a month. And the girl blatantly was like, I'm not giving you $150. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. And so she was like, and plus I don't have a job. So they're trying to give her responsibilities, but the girl is 19. She living at home. She don't want to do it. Then they're paying for gas money. They probably got her on her insurance, paying for that. So Dave Ramsey and them basically said, y'all need some tough love. The guy, I think his name is Ken Coleman. The guy said, well, what y'all need to do is stop paying for stuff. He said, turn that phone off. Um, he said a lot of stuff. Stop doing, because you're doing too much for this 19-year-old girl who's sitting in your home, who refuses to work, who refuses to pay her way. And to be honest, when parents do stuff like that, when you're a grown adult, children, if there's anybody on here, adult children, we don't take your money. Well, I wouldn't. We're not taking your money. We're going to put that money up for you. So when you leave, you get abundance of cash. If you stay for a year and you paying all that money or whatever, that money goes right back to you. Or we put it in a savings account or invest or something like that. Most parents are not going to take that money and spend it on bills unless they're struggling and they really need it. For me, no. When I say, hey, pay this or do that or whatever, it's not going to be for me to take it and pay it on actual bills, because I don't need the money. And I'm pretty sure the way that these parents sounded, they didn't need the money either. So anyway, the girl refused to pay it. And Dave Ramsey just said, okay, oh, thank you. Dave Ramsey said, guess what then? I'm going to take a little different approach. I'm going to tell y'all to create a lot of problems for her. Create problems, because she ain't never had a problem. She's never had a problem to solve. That's why she depends on y'all. That's why she does the things she does. And it's just crazy how grown adult kids can act this way. It's entitlement. It's insane the way that some of these kids act. And I don't know where they get it from. I don't know if it's social media. I don't know if it's upbringing. I just don't know. But I want you parents as adults, hang in there. Hang in there. We are going to be okay. Sometimes you have to reteach these kids. They feel like you may have some failure to launch kids where the kids have never ever been out of the household, and they probably won't ever go. I know a young lady that stayed in her home till she's still there, actually. She in her 40s, she's still at home. But guess what? She has a very good job and she do what she's supposed to do. Then there's other people who are like 18, 20. They don't leave their house until like 20, 30, 40. But prepare the kids. That's the mistake that I made as a parent. I don't think I prepared my kids well enough. Because honestly, I was a single mom trying to just survive, to be honest. I'm like, I got to pay these bills. I got to work. I wasn't thinking, oh, but there were certain things that I did. I had the Dave Ramsey stuff for the kids. They teaching them how to save, teaching them how to give, that kind of thing. But I wish I would have prepared them just a little bit more. Okay, this is how you pay bills. This is how you do this and that. So kids won't feel so scary when they leave home. Some kids get it down packed. When I left home, I was very young when I left home. And because I just didn't want to be home and I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And guess what? Life hits you when you want to be disobedient and you don't want to do what your parents tell you to do. So I had to learn real quick how to pay bills, how to have a job. I had 2 jobs and I was in high school, trying to do it. So with this, parents, stay prayed up. I'm always giving this advice: surrender your children to the Lord. Some days it's going to be hard. Today was hard for me. I came home from work. It was cool, but then I had to say a few words, had to say a few things to adult children who need a little fire put up under them. But you know what? I'm going to take this day. I'm going to read me some scriptures. I got my Bible here. I'm going to read these scriptures. I'm going to pray over myself. I'm going to pray over my kids. And tomorrow is a better day. Tomorrow will be a better day. So that's what I want y'all to also take with you. If you slip up, and I've been saying speak well over your kids, speak nice, and you don't do that day, 1 bad time, 2 bad times, 3 bad times does not dictate who you are as a parent. You are their parent. We all make mistakes. We all say things we don't necessarily want to say. Some stuff I said today it was necessary. Everything was necessary that I said. Wasn't no cuss or nothing like that, but it was necessary. It was necessary. And sometimes it's necessary, parents. Sometimes you have to say what you have to say to get your kids kicked into gear. But we're going to be okay. I'm praying for y'all, because I'm not the only one going through things with your kids. You're not the only one going through things with your kids. So let's pray for each other. I love you guys. I hear you guys. I see you guys. I'm encouraging you all. It's Regina Long with Not So Perfect Parenting.